Oh boy. And yes, this is not a map that I've casted before. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our Brood War Terran player. Our Brood War Red Terran. It is a name that I do not recognize. If you could help me out, HyperONE. It's our Brood War Terran. And in the top right-hand corner, we have the SC2 Zerg player, the pink Zerg. It is ssdia. It's like SSN. It's like a ship, maybe. Let's go. Let's desert, as in deserting the armed forces. You can call him deserter. Oh, okay. Let's desert. Okay. Deserter. I might just call him the Red Terran. But I need to take him. Okay. So a couple of different things here. We have gas geysers. We have mined out gas geysers here, creating a wall, which I imagine you can destroy alongside our natural base, which does have a ramp. Hold on, there's a lot to take in. Do you have CC first from our Brood War Terran player? It's a 4-player spawn map. We can see our Brood War Terran checking towards top left, Overlords being sent out, and we are looking for our opponent's locations here. But yeah, the simulators are interesting to me here. I mean, obviously we can eventually break them down. You have those neutral simulators. Likewise, looks like the SCV will come across the expansion. We'll find the location of the Zerg. Okay. The Zerg player has been found. Alas, Overlords are still checking. They're still looking. What I will say is that this base, these are island bases. I see. Okay. I was curious, like, how you take a third. That's what I was curious about. I was like, my brain was like thinking, like, where do we expand here? So we have these completely closed off expansions that you need to like use a Nidus or we need to drop in. So yeah, we have these kind of like island bases. We have the center base as well, which is also very isolated. There are ramps coming into it that look quite defendable, but at the same time, there are these like massive open wide spaces. This feels very awkward. Our Zerg player is going to be expanding and taking their third base though. But again, like wedging yourself here in between the third and the natural looks brutal. Especially with the high ground here as well. Jesus. So I'm curious how this plays out. Very curious. Regardless, we do have a we have a CC first into a third CC. Very greedy build here by our Terran player, rushing into a third CC before factory. This is insane greed. And he's going to be floating over and taking the island base. This makes the most sense for Terran players, because you can float your buildings. This third base is so secure. This is crazy. What do you do? No link run bys, no harass whatsoever. You can harass, of course, with like mutas. Sure, like if the Zerg player does open up muta, it might just be wise to play muta instead. But yeah, this base is for free basically for Terran players. That's crazy, as opposed to Zerg and Protoss. Meanwhile, speaking of, we do have our Zerg player rushing into a lair. Very fast lair out of our Zerg. Link speed into lair. Did stay in gas. So going into a Spire here would be viable, but we're not taking extra gases. Yeah, no extra gases being taken. Are we feeling like Link Queen Nidus all in? Do we have any Overlords in position? No, we have Overlords towards the right, Overlords towards the left, but nothing quite in position to go for a Nidus. So what is the plan here with the lair? I'm curious. There we go. Extra gas is now being taken. Show us the Spire. Roach Warren? Okay. Wait, what was the fast lair for? Interesting. Also, I just realized that there are extra mineral patches here in the main. There are extra patches, it looks like. But yeah, fast lair into Roach Warren, interesting choice. Double Evo Chamber, it looks like we are committing into Roach play. Fast lair can lead into a fast Overseer Scouts, but it's not typically worth it, and we're not seeing an Overseer either, so yeah, a bit of an odd choice here from our Zerg player. Bit of an odd build. Meanwhile, back across the map, CC is being taken. We're going to be researching Siege mode, getting to bio tank initially. I say that there are no... Okay, there is the academy. Wait, double starport? What is happening? What is going on? What did I walk into? HyperONE? What have you done? Shout out to HyperONE for the 10 bits. I do appreciate it. But at the same time, what have you brought me? Because this is not normal. Is what this is. Triple starport. Okay, we're going mass wraith, I would imagine. Triple starport. Yeah, science. No, sorry, science facility. Are we going mass science vessel? What is happening? I think you do need the science facility for some upgrades. To be fair, I'm waiting to see if we research cloak on the control tower, and if we go into mass wraith or science vessel. Meanwhile, mass scans trying to get rid of what's going on. Zerg player has been droning. Is still a little bit undersaturated is what I will say. Still not the best droning here. +1 melee despite going into roaches, so I'm still a little bit perplexed as to where our Zerg player is taking this as well. When it comes to the upgrades, when it comes to the tech, like you can see, the Zerg player is banking up so much gas. He's got 800 gas. Going for a drop load in the main. Meanwhile, double armory going into mech. Or, I mean, going into air upgrades, I would imagine. Show us the 4th starport. No. Yep, Irradiate is being researched, and it's going to be mass science vessel. Okay, now we have the answer. I feel like mutas would have been really good here, not gonna lie. Like, the Terran player has barely scouted. I mean, he was scanning earlier, but I feel like a hidden spire could have done so much damage here. There are no blind towers. Oh my god. Speaking of blind turrets, there are turrets here at the island base, but no turrets in the main, no turrets in the natural, no anti-air. There was potential. I feel like there was potential. And okay, cloak is being researched. I believe that is for the wraiths. Science vessels are amassing. I'll be honest, so far in the history of us casting SC Evo on the channel, we actually haven't seen too much science vessel play. We've seen it a little bit, like maybe like 1 or 2 games, but it might just be a stylistic thing. Like when it comes to the Terran players that we usually cast, who are we casting? We're casting Quanta and Honmono, and they usually don't play mech, or they don't usually play like this even, I should say. I don't think I've actually seen either of them make science vessels before. Meanwhile, ssdia, mass expanding. Oh, Jesus, taking every base on the map. Just mass expanding, taking every... Why not? I mean, again, our Terran player here is turtling quite hard. Very hard, especially with all these turrets being thrown down randomly. Not the best saturation either. We're getting there. Going Valkyrie. Let's go. Wait. I'm pretty sure that upgrade is for the Wraith though, right? The cloak upgrade? Like Valkyries don't cloak. Here we go. Science Vessel moving out. One Science Vessel goes down, gets the Radiate Elf. We'll soften up some of those screens, but they can transfuse. True. Gee, that's a very bright effect, by the way. Very bright. But again, they can transfuse. They'll keep each other up. Mass factory behind this. We're just getting all the upgrades. Why not? See all the upgrades. Getting +1 attack for some reason, even though we don't have any Marines. Sure, why not? No. Not like this. Lat's gonna go the whole cast without knowing what the guys just do. What do they do? Am I missing something? Do they do they do something crazy? When you destroy a geyser, what happens? I would imagine it just opens up the area, right? It's gonna have to scroll up. Oh god. They allow ground access while both are alive. If one breaks, then the whole permits small ground units only. Oh my god, that's crazy. I had no idea. that is not immediately clear. But apparently what HyperONE is saying is that if you break down these gas geysers, then it fully walls it off. I would actually like to see that. I'd like to see visually what it looks like specifically. I would imagine they turn into rocks. Oh, sorry, they turn into debris, I guess. Okay. Here we go. For now, we do have our Terran player just, yeah, throwing down our spider mines, of course. Scouting bases. We're not moving out. I feel like we're gonna be here for a while, and I feel like our Terran player is not gonna move out until he's maxed. We had a spider mine going off, by the way. But I feel like we're not gonna be moving out. Meanwhile, after running into a spider mine, yeah, we're banning out units. Trying to bait them out. There we go. Vultures do push out. Let's go. Valkyries towards the south. Looking for overlords. And they will find an expansion. I mean, losing a base isn't the biggest of deals. Zero player doesn't quite respond. Yo, there are so many upgrades on the way, I have no idea what some of these do. It's like, oh, it's a cool effect. What's going on? No idea. We're just getting all the upgrades back. We find these bases, no saturation, of course, but there are Hydras on the way. Spider-Mans can pop off, though. Catching a queen. Up. Oh! Spider-Man's take off. Ooh, just one connects. Hydras to survive. And now they're softening up the vultures. They can actually take the fight. They can try. Yeah, they will clean this up. Please, they do come in to respond. A couple of Spider-Mans going off. But alas, this will be cleaned up. And we have our Zerg player just going Massling Hydra. Okay. Massling Hydra versus Mech. We're gonna try and go. Oh no, no, don't go off the rift! No! Don't try to do it! He's going for it though. He wants it. Oh, I've seen this before. He's gonna try to break the natural. He's gonna try and force his way up the tank line. Hopefully, okay. Hopefully he doesn't try to go in. Like, Papi, we have access to Vipers. We have a hive. Just make Vipers. No! He's going for it! I just push in. Tank boy's going off. Oh no, not like this. Massive tank shots. Hydras, they take down the racks. They take down a bunker. They do not touch the tanks, then we lose the entire army. Ay, ay, ay. At the same time, Valkyries, they're hunting down overlords across the map. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, to be fair, even if they were Vipers, the Valkyries, they're hitting every single overlord. Oh my god, the supply block! Yeah, the supply block is brutal. I feel like I'm watching like a ZvZ when one player goes Corruptor and they just hunt down all the overlords. But the Valkyries, they're popping off. They're so fast as well compared to a Viking. They zoom in, they're looking for more overlords. Meanwhile, no, he's doing it again! No, he's aping in! Oh my god. The wall's being thrown down. Lings, can they get a tank? Oh, they get one. One tank. Oh, just two. They get two tanks. Have only two tanks gone down this game? It's not. It doesn't even show. It doesn't show because the tanks died from friendly fire, but only two tanks have fallen for 263 Lings and 38 Hydras. Oh my god. And he's gonna keep going. Like, hey, I mean, hey, look, the reality is, because ssdia has the entire map, technically, they could just keep rallying Lings, and even if they kill like 2 tanks at a time, like, we're breaking through. Eventually. Eventually, the Lings will deal with the natural. Like, the Terran player has not expanded. Still only on 3 bases. Meanwhile, ssdia massing more lings. There's no further tech, like there's no Ultra Cavern or Spire, or it's just Ling Hydra available. No Lurker 10. Spider-Man's going up. Oof, massive connections. More Spider-Mines on the way. Our Terran player has a massive bank. Is still even undersaturated here at the island base as well. And oh my god, we have some rough SimCity going on. Units are trapped in the main. Ay, ay, ay. Ooh, the vultures are trapping themselves. Oh my god, never mind. The lings are trapped the vultures. The choke point is brutal. No. Oh my god. Yes, lings, they cannot engage. Not into the choke point. And the Terran army is just being so cost efficient. Lings trying to get this around. Vultures pulling back. Distracting the lings. Once again, they can head into a choke point. Oh no, he's baiting them in. Ooh, the friendly fire though. There's a bit of friendly fire. Likewise, I think one more tank went down. The fact that the production is actually trapped in the main, this could spell the end of the natural. Like, there's only 4 tanks. There's only 4 tank siege. Again, technically, I can see the Zerg player breaking the natural base. They are, never mind. Looks like now the Terran realized, there we go, the rest of the army is coming out. How many science vessels? 9. 9 science vessels. Oh, let's go. Jesus. Alright. Have we hit 400 lings lost? Oh, we have almost 500. 500 lings. Oh, no. I think I've casted a game with like 800 lings killed. I think I have casted that in SC2. Oh boy, we're making 120 links at a time. Oh no. Vulture's moving out. Taking down more lings, and again we're just massing pure ling at this point. Spider-Mines once again connecting. We're lacking Spider-Mines though. The Vultures finally get surrounded. Up, finally, kind of. There we go, lings will clean this up. They finally shut down the Vultures. Not a bad trade. So we're lacking Spider-Mines. Medics on the way? Why are we making medics? What? we there's nothing to heal. Oh, the irradiates are brutal. Massive irradiates. Medics, okay, medics and Hellbats are on the way, I guess, sure. They can heal Hellbats, true. Ay, ay, ay. Lings get on the surround. Once again, forcing their way up the ramp. Oh my god. And not like this, they get a handful of vultures. Meanwhile, science vessels, they're looking for some damage. They could even get into the mineral lines and irradiate the drones. They go for the queen. Alright, how many lings? Alright, I'm gonna say, are we up to 700? 712 lings killed. Jesus. Can we get to 1,000? Can we get to 1,000 lings? Jesus, the Hellbats, they're so, I mean, they look quite cute. They've got their little backpacks on. But they will be a better response against the mass ling. True. As the army moves out. Again, you can irradiate and then clean up with the Hellbats. Likewise, Spider Mines. They can pop off as well. Ultra Cavern on the way. ssdia, he wants to spend his gas. Oof, oh my god, the Spider Mines are brutal. Jesus. Spider mines are popping off. Ling's trying to come in for a surround, but again, they're going to be running into Hellbats. Hellbats are set up. Oh my god. Alas, Lings, they will not break through. The Hellbats, they stand strong. They hold their own. ssdia are plummeting in supply. Okay, that was like 4 Hellbats as well. That's crazy. I mean, they are 3-3, about to be. +3 is on the way. Have we reached 900? Yeah, 916 Lings. Jesus. That's a lot of Lings. And ssdia actually has 0 army supply. There's no army. It's drones and queens. No, he's making ultras. Make more. You're so close to 1,000. You're so close. Alas, no more Lings in production. At this point, I feel like our Zerg player has learned his lesson. Ultras on the way instead. What's crazy is like the amount of flame that the Hellbats produce are insane. Jesus. And then we're going mass Hellbat at this point. Mass Hellbat Vulture. Came with the production. We'll see how they compare to the Ultras. Ultras do not have kindness plating. The Ultra has arrived, takes down the Hellbats, going for the medics. Ultras, they just want hugs. They just want hugs. And is the Zerg player, is he gonna do it with the mass Ultra? I mean, irradiates can pop off though. Like, we can irradiate every single Ultra. Irradiate, papi. Go for it. Oh my god. Ultras go down, Ultras pushing in. There we go. Irradiates have been thrown down. Oh my god, and the Ultras, they melt. They just explode. And now we're remaxing with more Ultras. Oh god. Here we go. There we go. Radiating the mineral line as well. Shuts down the drones. I feel like throughout the course of this game, like, we have underutilized Irradiate. Like, Irradiate could have done so well throughout every aspect of this game. We're now getting there. Meanwhile, we're done with Ling, so it looks like we're teased. We're not going to see any more Ling production, just pure Ultra. Meanwhile, Terran player has taken a 4th. Has taken another expansion. Ultras have arrived. Radiates are being thrown down. Jesus. And yeah, you can irradiate every single Ultra. Just, oh god. Every single Ultra gets irradiated. And they're trying to force their way up the ramp, and not like this. Not like this. The Ultras do nothing. They're so squishy. Oh no. There we go. We have learned. We have Vipers. Vipers are finally on the way. Let's go. Now, I believe there's still Valkyrie, right? Yes. There is still Valkyrie on the field. They were hunting down Overlords earlier. So, on the one hand, I do think there's a lot of potential for Vipers. On the other hand, though, they can be irradiated. They can be shut down by the Valkyries as well. There is anti-air. So, again, Vipers on their own, they can still be sniped and they can be dealt with. Speaking of, there's the first Irradiates on the first Viper. Does take a lot of hits. Hellbat's pushing forward. I appreciate that they have a unique model as well. Like, I recall for Starbow, the Hellbat would, sorry, I keep saying Hellbat. The Firebat would just be a Hellbat, but like miniaturized. But this is like a unique Firebat model, I believe, from co-op. So Firebats, they pop up. God, their shoulder pads are so big. Or just in general. They shut down the expansion. They're so bulky. They look more like Space Marines than Marines. If you catch my drift, if you get me, just because of how large the shoulders are, I think. Like, they stand out so much. They're out of Warhammer 40k. Jesus. Maybe it's just because they're red. But maybe. As more ultras have arrived, do we have our Vipers ready? 2 Vipers. 2 Vipers towards the north. I'm a little bit concerned that ssdia is running out of resources. I mean, he has plenty of bases, but he does need saturation. As ultras, they race back home. There we go. Lings are being produced once again. Can we get to 1,000 Ling kills? Can we get there? Also, what I should emphasize as well, I mean, we've been talking a lot about what our Zerg player is doing or what they otherwise could be doing. But of course, getting into this kind of army composition with this heavy of a tank count, I would have said going into Sky Zerg, right? Corruptor, Broodlord. Corruptors can help deal with the Science Vessels and the Valkyries, fight for air control, then Broodlords can pop off. Alas, we're just committed to just purely Ling Ultra. Speaking of, Irradiate on the Vipers. We do miss some Irradiates on the Ultras though. They're pushing in. We got Blinding Cloud. Blinding Clouds pop off, and can we break through? Oh, it runs out. Never mind. Blinding Cloud runs out, and the Ultras, they melt once again. Aye, aye, aye. Yeah, it was mistimed. Blinding Clouded too early, and the Ultras were too late. The Ultras do nothing. And now we're back into Ling. we have reverted back to pure Ling. Let's go. Meanwhile, Valkyries, they pop off once again. Hunting down all the Overlords. Oh, heavy supply block here on our Zerg player. Yo, these Valkyries, they kill Overlords so quickly. It's insane. The Vipers as well is what I mentioned earlier, but there are plenty of Valkyries, and yeah, they hunt down the Vipers. More Vipers getting caught out. Jesus. The attack rate. They cracked. The downside, of course, is Valkyries don't shoot down. They also can't land like Vikings can, so they're very specialized units, which is why their anti-air is so good. But I mean, they do well for themselves. The answer is passive bombing, of course. But yeah, we mentioned before that like the answer to this is just air control. It's fighting for the air. It's just like Corruptor, Broodlord, Viper, Infester. Would just be air control, but alas, we're trying to brute force it instead. And I mean, this can still work. Not like this though. Oh god, oh god. Lings, they get a handful of Hellbats. Sorry, Fire Bats. 1,070 Lings and 43 Ultras. Crazy. Ay, ay, ay. And we're making more Lings. Now, eventually, the question becomes, does the Terran run out of money? Again, the Terran doesn't really have any mining going on. There's a little bit of mining here at the islands. There's nothing at the natural. There's nothing in the main, or there's one patch in the main base. There is, one fully saturated base here towards the center. And it looks like we're trying to take the right-hand base as well. Like, over time, Jesus. Obviously, the Terran is hyper-efficient. But over time, can the Zerg player whittle him down? Can we go full, like, what's his name? Zap Brannigan? Just keep sending wave after wave after wave of Lings, and eventually, the Terran will run out of bullets, right? They'll run out of ammo. Will that happen? Gee, oh god. I mean, not with these science vessels, to be fair. As they're coming in, they're raiding everything Lings. They flood in as well. And they trade against the vultures at least. I mean, the Zerg player has a lot of minerals to spare, so may as well. Like, the Zerg player has a massive bank. Oh god. Honestly, I don't think there's anything stopping the Terran from literally going on a bit of like a parade around the map and just irradiating every single mineral line. Every single one. Just go for a lap. just go for a bit of a walk, you know, cruise around the map and just irradiate every single one. I feel like we can pull that off. But alas, we're still just chilling back at home. Going back into Ultra. Oh, Jesus. It's like the Waterfolks trying to get to Emperor Fry after he drank their full round. True. Where they're like smashing. Oh my god, no! They're like smashing their heads against the wall, trying to break through. I mean, eventually they did. Eventually the door did break down, but ooh, a brutal supply block. Ay, ay, ay. Every time I see the Valkyrie just going up against the Overlords, it's crazy. It's insane. But here we go, we have how many Ultras? 13 Ultras. Now what's terrifying to me is that another Terran base is about to be established. Here's a scary thought. Mass Irradiate coming in once again. Irradiates every... Oh, soon to irradiate every single Ultra. Jesus. Oh my god. Oh god. Even without the tanks, the Ultras, they just melt. Jesus. It's brutal how powerful Irradiate is. It's insane. Like, there is no equivalent of an Irradiate in SC2 for Terran, I should say. I guess the equivalent used to be Hunter Seeker missile, for those that remember, like years ago at this point. But that was patched out. That was eventually they did get rid of that. And even then, that was burst damage. You can micro against it because it targeted the unit. I mean, you can still micro against this as well. True, to be fair. We are just trying to max out on Ultra. Yeah. Every Ultra gets irradiated once again. Not like this. Stop making Ultras, man. We don't need to. They literally have just been burning resources for you. Irradiate on the SCV. Let's go. Defense Matrix is what. We're still making more Ultras. The Zerg player is burning through his bank. At one point we had, what, 14k minerals? Now we're down to 7k minerals. So the bank is being burned through, and again, we're just trading energy. Like energy for minerals and gas. So the Terran's being hyper efficient. Hunting no more overlords. Going for more science vessels. Will we ever make a spire? Will it ever happen? Por favor. Please. I mean, even then, it's not going to be easy. Even then, it's still very, very... Even if, like, we max out on Corruptors, I still see a world where the Terran player could take it. Especially with Irradiate, but... Oh, no. Viper's coming in, going for the Blinding Clouds. But again, it doesn't matter. Like the tanks are irrelevant. It's about the science vessels. As Ultras are trying to force their way through, tank boys go up. We even had defense matrix, we didn't even need it. I mean, I appreciate that we had a plan there, of course, to try to break the natural with those blinding clouds, but like talking a little bit about the player, it does feel like our Zerg player here is hyper fixated on breaking this position. Because of that, that's why we've been maxing out on Ling and Ultra and Vipers as well. Like it's been all about breaking this tank line, without really realizing that at this point the tanks are more of a supportive unit, and the main threat is the science vessel, is the spellcaster. Like this is the main character, not the tank. They're just a side character, but oh no. But hey, does get into the mineral line. 8 SCVs go down. Likewise, transferring workers get caught out as well. Ultras making their way in. And they will get on top of some of these tanks, finally! Irradiates were late. Never mind. As the tanks, they hold their own, not a single tank goes down, but the economy is crippled. 16 SCVs fall. All the workers here towards the left, the workers here towards the right. The Terran player, again, the bank, it's being thinned out. He's got, what, less than 2k? No shot. Does the Zerg player win this game? Again, if we can deny mining, and if we can pick off, like, one tank at a time sort of thing, like one unit at a time, like, I mean, maybe Zerg wins. I mean, it's still hard to say that when there's no answer to the science vessel. It's still very hard to say that, but again, the Terran does have limited resources. Like, we're mined out here. I mean, there's no economy right now. That there is just zero economy for the Terran. Like, Papi, you can bring this home. You can do it. I believe. Get the Spire. Or even just, I mean, we have the Hydrogen, right? Just even, I mean, Mass Hydra will still struggle against this, against the Irradiates, but I mean, everything will. It'll be something. We have access to the Hydras. It's not going to be pretty, but it can work. Oh. Oh, no! Irradiates have been knocked down. We're knocking down the gas geysers, finally. Ultra's pushing in. Oh god. And they do trade against the medics and the fire bats. Getting some of the tanks. Not a single tank goes down. Defense matrix goes off. 18 more. Oof. Speaking of banks, this might be the final round of Ultras. ssdia is running out of minerals. There's still minerals to be mined, especially down here, bottom right. There's still minerals, but we are mining out, and he's down to a 2k mineral bank. Likewise, Terran player is out of money. Terran player is down to 37 minerals, so no more resources. What you see is what you get. He's investing into rates. I'm hoping that the rates force anti-air. True. I'm hoping these rates might work against the Terran, because they should force a response, because they can shoot down, right? Maybe. As Wellness is mining. Raids have arrived. Ultra's pushing in. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh god. But the Wraiths, though. Papi, do we respond? Ultras, they barely don't get a tank. Wraiths are popping off. Do we make Hydra? That's a lot of Wraiths. Do we make Hydra? Do we get there? Back. Up. Maybe. I'm still waiting for the larva to be spent. We're still deciding. Base goes down. What are we remaxing on? What's it gonna be? I mean, they're a race. They can kill buildings. What do we remax on? Are we forced to throw down a spire? Does it happen? Queen goes down. Do we? Oh god! Oh god! Don't get supply blocked, please. Everyone's have to get the hell out of there. Valkyries are coming in. Do we make? What are we making? What are we? Where are we gonna go? Meanwhile, science vessels, they're catching out some of these workers. ssdia still holding onto that larva. Has so much larva, by the way. Oh, we're remaking SCVs. The economy is getting back up and running slowly for the Terran. One SCV at a time. Do we go Hydra? Maybe. Maybe. Oh my god, they're irradiating themselves. I mean, true. You can't do that. Science vessels, they irradiate themselves. Now, what is a little bit concerning about this? Oh, they're fine. Never mind. They take no damage. Crazy. They kill every single drone. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, only biological damage, or only biological units get hurt by irradiate. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like, radiation doesn't really hurt, like, mech units. So every drone goes down. Spores are being forced out of our Zerg. But these wraiths are killing another expansion. Another base being taken. I feel like we're stumped. I feel like the soul of our Zerg player has been defeated. I think he put his heart into this game. It's been 42 minutes, Pappy. Oh god. It's been oh god. No, all the drones. It's been 42 minutes, and I feel like we've lost our hope. We've lost our smile. Oh no, protect this Zerg player. He's lost it, Pappy. There is no more hope. You can do it though. You have a bank. I believe. Just lost all of his drones. Oh, and the Terran player did make a dropship. So we picked up all the SCVs, and now the Terran has an economy again. Our Zerg player, their morale is in the gutter. Their soul's been crushed. Spire, let's go! Spire! He's doing it! Oh, let's go! It's happening! It's happening! The Spire is on the way! Now, these are going to be 0-0 corruptors, but we can destroy science vessels, and we have no bank. Now, the problem is, if this was on sooner, we could, over time, chip away at the science vessel count and eventually kill them and eventually win the game. The downside here is that now we're expanding. Ooh, we're double expanding. The Terran player is double expanding. The Terran player will have an economy. The Terran player will be able to rebuild and replace those science vessels. So it's not as clear-cut anymore. It's still not going to be easy here for the Zerg. Especially with all these Valkyries, with the Wraiths as well. Like, there is a little bit anti-air for the Terran. Checking the production here, it's 6 Wraiths and 10 Valkyries. Alongside a Radiate. So it's not going to be easy. The Zerg player is going to have to split. He's going to have to spread his Corruptors, split, and hope to avoid Radiate damage as best as possible. He can micro as well. He can pull the Irradiated Corruptors away. Oh, he's going. Oh, he's crazy. He's going muta. Oh, that's dangerous. I mean, I'll be honest. I can see all these mutas dying to like 2 volleys from these Valkyries. This is very risky. Oh. These are 0-0 mutas. I can see these Valkyries popping off and completely shutting them down. Oh no. Irradiate as well. Like these mutas, they're so fragile. Against a Radiate Valkyrie? He's crazy. Speaking of, here they come. Irradiate on the mutas. Oh no. Speaking of, yeah, we can just mass irradiate mutas. They're gonna be shut down. We don't even need the Valkyries. Race, they come in. And the mutas, they don't get much done here. We can make the Corruptor, papi. Por favor. No, he's going back into Ultra, no! We were so close. We were so close to Corruptors. Oh, no. And with that, that's the bank. With that, that is the bank of our Zerg player. He's gone back into Mass Ultra. And that's it. That's all there is left. No more bank, no more minerals, no more gas. This is how the story ends. I had hope. I had hope, papi. There was hope in my heart when we saw the spire. Never mind. He gave me hope and it was stripped away. So there's gonna be one final hurrah, one final push towards the natural. I'm concerned that our Zerg player here has lost his way. He's gonna come out of this game thinking Terran Imba, papi. You can't even break the natural. True. Can't even break the natural. All they need is a wall of tanks, and they kill everything. Speaking of the ultras, they go down. That was the final wave of ultras, and there is no bank. There is nothing left. Unfortunately, the Terran player doesn't know this. The Terran player doesn't know that there's nothing left. And we've seen how passive and defensive the Terran player has been this entire game. The only buildings that have gone down have been to Wraiths. So, it's very possible that this replay goes on for another 15 minutes. It's very possible that it just goes on and the Terran player doesn't move out, and the Zerg player forces the Terran to kill all the buildings. It would be a shame if that's how this game ends. But that is possible. But that's how things concluded here. I say 50. We could even be here for another half hour. Like if the Terran player doesn't know that he can move out. And I mean, again, he has no reason, he has no way of knowing just how much resources the Zerg player has. So, staying at home and defending, which is what he's been doing for the past 47 minutes, it would make sense to keep doing this. So yeah, could be here for a while. Let's have a look here. Oh my god. 1,300 lings, 149 ultras. Jesus. Over 100,000 minerals lost against 22k minerals. Like, again, the efficiency is insane. Absolutely insane. That's a screenshot right there. Aye. But yeah, oh look, oh, there's still some Hellbats, Marine. Turrets only, Burrows being researched, and I feel like we've kind of got the gist of it at this point of this game. We've researched, let's go, Tunneling Claws and Burrow. Okay. Are science vessels detectors? I think they are, right? Okay, we have a wave of Lings on the way. Lings, I mean, they can pop off against these mineral lions, at least one of them. The other less so. Oh no. Are we gonna run into the spider mines? Are we gonna be running up the ramp again? Don't do it! Not again! No! What is the definition of insanity? Oh no. Oh no. And there it is. We don't stick around. No GG at the end. And we don't, thankfully though, we don't wait for the Terran player to kill all the buildings because the Terran player was never going to move out. GG, well played. The deserter does take the game. Oh my god. GG. Get me out of here. GG, well played. That was a game. That was wild. That was crazy. My heart. I had hope at the roller coaster ride of emotions throughout the course of this game was insane. I will say that at least. I will say that. GG, well played. Exclamation mark Funada HyperONE in the chat. Hold on. There we go. ssdia HyperONE. GG, well played. Or random. Hold on. I gotta do the right thing. Nada. And there we go. It's crazy. GG, well played. Terran player, let's take it. My heart goes out to the Zerg player. My heart does go out for him, and I hope he's able to see the light one day and not be too afraid to, you know, throw down the spire and get into corruptors and broodlords. And I mean, there's a whole other world of Zerg at his fingertips that he just didn't quite touch. Was just locked in on the Ling Ultra. GG, well played. Oh my god. And in the middle of that game, I believe there was a replay redeemed in the chat. There was a replay redeemed by Matt. I believe Matt did redeem a replay. Did HyperONE redeem another one? No shot. No. No shot. Let me just double check. I feel like I need to put a cap on HyperONE. Animal, Pat, the animal. But yes, we do have a couple of additional replays redeemed. I'm afraid what I'm about to walk into after what after we just survived that game on Troy, we can survive anything. We can, we'll be fine. We'll make it. We'll make it together. But we have 2 more replays redeemed. What do we have? We have another game on Troy from HyperONE, and we have a game from Matt as well. So I'm just trying to find it on Golden Aura. Okay, we're getting there. Oh my god. Okay, so after that game, we're going to be going on a small break. Going to be going on a short break. I'm going to get these replays ready, and then we can jump into 2 additional replays, and then we'll be jumping into the grand finals of Sparkling Tuna Cup. Until then, take this moment. I'm also going to refill my water. I have no water left, as you can, oh, it's empty, as you can see. So I will need a moment. So take this moment to drain your disruptors, massage your marines, get some snacks, get some food, and we'll be back with some more viewer replays. Oh boy, see you soon.